Merkel Media.
What is the Tony?
Please do not use.
Then what? I'll be arrested, put in airport jail.
Look, you're going completely sideways, man.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
How dare you?
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
I'm Chris Hansen with David. Hi, I'm Spartacus. Offender guy.
I'm Keith Morris.
This is Muammar Gaddafi.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
Sorting through the lies.
The hijacker's passport was found blocks from the World Trade Center crash site, if you can believe that.
We cannot track 2.3 transactions.
And uncovering the centuries-long plan for world domination.
Let's talk about Chinese people.
Have you ever been in a Turkish prison?
I have sent 6 of my Libyan missiles to blow up the Sears hardware department.
Nothing could be more fun than jumping off a cliff with two German bisexuals.
Oh, you English are so superior, aren't you?
Thank you, comrade.
And now, Macroaggressions.
That's what assholes call it.
With your host,
Buddy, I don't know who you are, but you're about to get chlamydia.
Charlie Robinson.
Hey, Whitey, where's your hat?
You want to drop the blame on Charlie and say it's all Charlie's fault.
He was a retard. I get some goddamn diuretic.
Welcome to Macroaggressions. I'm your host, Charlie Robinson. If you are watching us on Iconic, Rockfin, Odyssey, Band.video, or you're listening wherever podcasts are served, thanks a million. We appreciate your support. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you to our sponsors. We've got a new one, Solar Powered Lifestyle. I will tell you, they're fans of the show. We love that. It's a small business. It's veteran-owned, family-owned business focused on harnessing the power of the sun. What a great idea. Their mission, help others in their pursuit of happiness. If you are interested in getting a look at some solar panels, solar generation, they've got everything, actually. They've got solar panels, generators, solar kits, batteries, all the major brands. They've got EcoFlow, Jackery. Take a look. Just, I'll tell you what, go there if you're interested in, you're driving across country, like van lifestyle, or you're camping, or you need it for emergencies, or you need power on the job site, or you're worried about the grid being shut off. I mean, good Lord. I mean, we know that that's a possibility. Tell you what, you might want to have a backup plan. Kind of what we talk about on this show, being proactive instead of reactive. SolarPowerLifestyle.com is the place where you can go. They have free shipping on all the products. They have a 30-day price match guarantee. So if you find the same product somewhere else for cheaper, they'll match it, which is nice. When you spend $100, they'll donate $10 to the charity of your choice. If you use the promo code MACRO, you'll save. You'll get a discount on that. So look, I'll tell you what. Check it out. Read up about it. SolarPowerLifestyle.com, promo code MACRO. Get yourself ready for what's coming on. And of course, our friends C60 Purple Power, they are making the best batch of C60 out there. What is C60? Well, it's a naturally occurring carbon molecule with 60 carbon atoms. It looks like a hollow soccer ball. It is a free radical sponge. It travels through your body, fixing free radicals and resetting itself again and again and again. It is the most powerful antioxidant known. It's hundreds of times more powerful than anything out there, which is, of course, the exact reason why you're not going to hear about it on your nightly news. You're not going to read about it in the journals. You're not going to read about it on Time, in Time Magazine or any place like that, because, it actually works and does great things for you. So can't have that. It optimizes mitochondrial function. It promotes a balanced immune response. It assists with mild memory loss associated with aging. So maybe it's someone in your family who's getting a little trouble remembering where they put the car keys. I'll tell you what, you be a nice kid. Send them some C60 Purple Power. Use the promo code MACRO on your way out to save yourself a little bit of money. Look, these statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, c60.com, promo code macro. All of these links are in the description so that you can, I don't know, get yourself sorted out. We're going to need it. And this is an episode I didn't want to do. And I'll be honest with you, I debated not doing it. I have been accused maybe isn't the right word. It has been brought to my attention that sometimes the topics in these monologues can get a little dark. It is a reasonable critique of the show. It's true. Hell, it's true. I admit it. Sometimes it gets a bit dark. I like to have fun with it as much as I can, but sometimes there are topics that no matter how you slice it, it's hard to make them fun. And I've had this thought for a while now, and it's like I said, it's dark, but I think maybe a lot of us have had this. And we're allowed to think about these things. Doesn't mean we're wishing them. It doesn't mean we want them to happen or manifesting them. I mean, maybe we are. I don't think we have the power to manifest this, what we're going to get into. But we've had Michael Halpern on the show, who, when he was at InfoWars, did a great piece with Alex and Rob about SPARS. We had him on the show. We've done SPARS episodes. We've talked about that. I've written 3 books, and in the first one for sure, I don't know about the other 2, but I mentioned Deagle, the Deagle chart. The Deagle chart came out in, I think it might have been 2013. It came out. It simulated, or it was a chart showing population of 2015 throughout the world, and then the population of 2025. And the changes in those populations in all the countries in the world. And in the Western world, the drop was staggering. 70% drop in population in some place. In the UK, 77%. And nobody really got an explanation as to why. People thought, well, that's Deagle, that's fake. It's not fake. It's a real company. They're a military industrial complex company. They're the ones that do the analysis on where things are going to be in the world, how things are going to play out globally, how many helmets you're going to need to order, and how many, these are logistics companies that calculate and try to give, say, the military or the governments of these countries the best idea that they can give them as to what to expect in the future and how to plan accordingly. So they're very much a real company. And the chart had been there living in peace and harmony on their website for many, many years. And it's only fake to the extent that people don't want to believe it. But the chart's real. The company's real. Is the outcome real? I don't know. I hope not, because it paints a very disturbing picture. Now, if you see this chart in 2015, and it shows a drop of population of, 77% in the UK. You go, what the did we get hit by a comet or something? What's going on? And you look and you go, well, if there's this much of a decrease in population in these countries, then surely there has to be a corresponding increase in these other countries to account for the sudden loss of population in the UK. Where'd they go? There isn't a corresponding increase in the surrounding countries. They don't go up. Some of them do. Very few of them. We'll get to that. I'm going to go into detail. I've got the chart. I broke it down in detail. You will not like what you hear. That's why I say I part of me wanted to not do this show. But again, what are we going to do? Are we going to pretend like this stuff doesn't exist? Are we going to pretend... Are we going to just go with the wishful thinking, oh, well, I hope that's not real, so therefore it's not real, and I'm not going to pay attention to it? I'm not saying to dwell on this. I'm not saying to, get yourself all freaked out. But we now have a very logical explanation for that drop in population. And you have to understand that Deagle sits in these meetings, right? These companies that are real connected. Military industrial complex, deep state companies like this, they know what's going on before we know what's going on. This stuff isn't just randomly happening. It's made to happen. It's planned out well in advance. Now, it's not to say that just because they plan it, it means that every single component of that plan is going to come to fruition. It doesn't mean that at all. But if you don't have a plan, you become part of somebody else's plan, as they say, as Terence McKenna said. And the governments of the world, Rockefellers, the non-governmental groups, they most definitely have a plan. So it is reasonable to believe that Deagle would know of the plan in advance of it happening. Now, when they were pressed on why their charts were showing such a massive drop, they gave two explanations for it: global pandemic and a financial crash. Lucky guess, right? On the global pandemic stuff. We still haven't seen the financial crash, but we know it's coming. I mean, it's been scheduled. So, according to the SPARS document, everything comes true in 2027. Of course, according to the SPARS document, everything started much later, 2025-ish to 2027. So we can't really get too married to those dates. I can't say 2027 is the time when all of this will happen. It really doesn't so much matter what the date is. It matters the duration. All right, when did it start? It started here. And in their scenario, it started like the tail end of 2024 and then rolled out over 2027. So let's just say all of 3 years, 3.5 years. So we started that in 2020. So you could roll that out 3.5 years and see where things were going. The Deagle comes true in 2025. Okay. That's their in scenario when they mapped the population drop was 2025. So we're 3 years out from that. We're a year or so out from the SPARS ending, if we are to follow their script. And unfortunately, their script has been very, very correct so far. It's matched up with reality in a way that makes me feel very uncomfortable, down to some very minute details, like the fictional rapper in the scenario BZ and using the hashtag vaccines work. And then you come out and you see Run DMC's cartoon. You see Juvenile back that vax up shit, hashtag vaccines work. And you go, okay, could be a coincidence, I'm open to that. I'm reasonable. I'm not married to these. It could be an accident, right? It could just be a lucky guess. But there's so many other things that are following that SPARS document exactly the way it was laid out in the fictional scenario. Is playing out in real life. Enough of them that it's no longer coincidence theories. You now have to pay attention to it. So what we're going to do is we are going to look forward into the future. They have their scenarios. They do lockstep, Crimson Contagion, SPARS, Event 201, Cyber Polygon. They do their simulations. We're going to do ours. We're going to see where things are where things could be in a couple of years. Extrapolate out from where we currently stand with what we're seeing with regard to the COVID vaccines, the death shots, the time bombs that are being injected into people. We're going to take a look at the statistics. I've got an Alex Jones level of documents on my desk right now. He would appreciate them. He would understand. CDC stats, I want to get them right. I don't want to, we're going to Speculation Island here. To be clear, we're going to Speculation Island. And also, to be clear, I don't want any of this to happen. I don't want to be right. It would be the most unsatisfactory I told you so of all times. Okay? I don't want any of this to be right. But we're going to look at the numbers. We're going to look at what we currently see. We're going to look at what we have seen in the past. We're going to sort through the lies, and we're going to figure out what we might experience in the next couple of years. Now, again, it's going to be scary, and I really don't want to scare people. But there's, once you hear this, there's just no way that there's no way to deliver this in a positive way. But again, we're going to be like a surgeon, right? We're just going to take the high level look. We're going to say, all right, let's not get caught up in the emotion of this. Let's be very clinical. Let's look at the numbers. Let's look at what we're being told. Let's look at the direction it's headed, and let's make some sort of observations based on this. Okay. Doesn't mean we want it to happen. Doesn't mean we're trying to scare people. It doesn't mean any of these things. That'll be a byproduct. The fear will be a byproduct of what we've discovered here. But we got to get honest. The media is not doing it. They will not and cannot and have not and will never tell you what's actually going on. And I don't know what actually is going to happen in a couple of years. But I do have information, and I feel like I'm pretty good at researching, and I have a background, and I understand who these players are and what they want and what they don't want. And so we're going to get into it. I want to talk about, let's set some parameters here first, though, before we take a look at what happens. So in the SPARS pandemic document, and you guys can go back if you haven't heard the episodes on that. I've done episodes, an interview with Mike Halpern, and then I did a different episode, a monologue episode that was just SPARS related. I encourage you to read that. I encourage you to read the document. It's fucking fascinating. I mean, it was created in 2017. It was simulating an outbreak that happened in 2025 and lasts until 2027, tail into 2024. But we're going to look at how many people took the shots. We're going to look at how many people are hurt because of it. We're going to look at how many people are dead because of it. And we're going to look at how many people are going to be dead because of it. Let's first classify these into three categories: short-term, medium-term, and long-term problems with the shots. Short-term, that would be classified as 0 to 30 days. Okay. Blood clots, myocarditis, strokes, heart attacks, spontaneous abortions, pulmonary embolisms. That is what you can, not in every case, not in every person, not with every shot, but this is what you can expect to possibly happen in the first 30 days. Those are short-term problems. I think we would all agree those are problems. Medium term, this is 1 month to 12 months. This is the first year. You've made it through the first 30 days. You didn't die from a stroke. You've made it through that. So you're safe, right? No, you're not. Because here in the medium term, the first year after the shots, here's what you may expect. Again, not every time, not every person, but this is what's happening. And this is documented. This is provable. Vaccine-acquired immune AIDS. Tells your body to fight itself. ADE, antibody-dependent enhancement. We've heard Dr. Robert Malone talk about that. We had him on our Union of the Unwanted show. He explained that he is the inventor of, he was part of the team that invented the mRNA technology, not just for vaccines, but for other things as well. And he quite rightly pointed out that his big problem was that when you turn the mRNA technology on and tell it to start making spike proteins, the problem is you cannot turn it off. It just continues to make them. That is why you get ADE. That is why you get VAIDS. Also in this medium term, 1 to 12 months, we have autoimmune reactions, we have heart failure, we have prion-like neurological destruction. That's in the first year. Third category is long-term. This is after the first year. So this is from the end of year 1 to year 10. 10 years. Okay. Again, let me be clear. We have not gone 10 years since this shot has been rolled out. But the people that are looking at this are telling you right now, this is what's coming based on their scientific background. I am not a scientist. I am not a doctor. I don't pretend to be one. Okay. I have to outsource some of this to those that know it. So I look for the doctors that know this best. We've had them on our shows in the past. They're the ones I trust. They're the ones that are not being muzzled by the media. Long-term problems associated with the vaccine include spike protein-induced chromosomal damage. Autoimmune disorders. Okay. We're going to get into some statistics here. There's going to be a lot of numbers. I'm going to do my best to explain this. According to the CDC's website as of August 10th, 2022, we are talking about the American. This is going to be America specific in some areas, and I'll make sure to differentiate that. So what we're going to look at here, because I can get the numbers from the CDC because they're public. I don't know what's going on with the Australia numbers, and I don't know what's going on in the UK or Spain or wherever, but I have the American numbers. So we're going to use these. And then if you're in a country outside of America, then you just understand this is what's happening in America, and then it stands to reason it may be happening in your country as well. So American COVID-19 vaccination rates. At least one dose. How many people have taken at least one dose? Now, this is according to the CDC, and these numbers may be a little bit inflated, okay? Because I'm not positive how they're getting their numbers. One dose. 261,981,618 people have taken at least one dose in America. That works out to 78.9% of the population has taken at least one shot. Now, Dr. Robert Malone says that once you inject yourself with mRNA technology, you can't turn it off. In his mind, one shot, 10 shots, doesn't matter. We're not going to go off of that. I'll explain the criteria we're going to use for this simulation. 2 doses. Those in America that have taken at least 2 doses. Number's still pretty high. Alarmingly high. 223,457,170 people have taken 2 doses. Now, in America, that gets you a designation of, quote, fully vaccinated. Okay, that is what is fully vaccinated. Fully vaccinated is characterized as having taken 2 shots. We know there's 2 more. We know there's 2 more boosters, but when they say that you are fully vaccinated, that's the threshold they're using. So how many people in America are fully vaccinated with 2 shots? 67.3%. So roughly 2/3. 2 out of every 3 people you interact with have taken 2 shots. How many people in America have taken those 2 shots plus 1 booster? That number it drops, but it's still massive. 107,872,738. That works out to 48.3% of the people that have taken 2 shots went ahead and got the 3rd shot. So a little bit under half of those people. You've got 223 million that went ahead and took 2 shots. And then of those 223 million, just about half of them said no thank you to a 3rd or 4th shot. And the other half said, yes, please. Okay. 2 boosters. Now, in America, 2 boosters they're only being given to people 50 and older. In that category, people who have taken 2 shots and 2 boosters, 4 shots total, like Biden and all these people who may not have taken a shot at all. But that number is 21,064,657. They get very specific with the numbers. So 21, now we're working off of a baseline population in America of 330 million people. So of 330 million people, 21 million have taken 2 shots. 107 million have taken 2 shots plus 2 boosters. 107 million have taken 2 shots plus 1 booster. So we're going to break this down by age range, and you're going to see, this is going to paint a picture that is very dark, unfortunately. 65 and older community inside America. Fully vaxxed, meaning 2 shots, 91.9%. They went after the old people hard. No offense if you're over 65. You are technically old. First booster for that age group, 64.8%. Second booster, 25.8%. So of all the people in the 65 plus age range in America, and that grouping, there's almost 55 million of them. Of those 55 million older people in America, 65 plus, 92% took 2 shots. Just about 2/3 of them took 2 shots plus a booster, and a quarter of them took 2 shots and 2 boosters. Okay. The reason why I'm pausing for this is because if you've taken 2 shots and 2 boosters, you're done. You're dead in this scenario. It just hasn't happened yet. And that's why I say this episode is really dark. And again, I don't want any of this to happen. I got people in this category. You have people in this category. But we're not going to get anywhere if we just pretend like, oh, fine. They have injected people with a time bomb, a poison that is killing people at an alarming rate. But it doesn't just get you right off the bat, because like I mentioned, short term, medium term, long term. That long term goes out 10 years. Okay? You're going to develop a host of problems. But if this is the case, and I'm saying that, let me explain. This is the supposition I'm working off of. And it's being generous, but this is what I'm working off of. When I said Robert Malone says 1 shot, 10, it doesn't matter. If you've got this in you, you're in trouble. I'm not going to go that route. I'm going to give everybody the benefit of the doubt on this. In order to make this less horrible, I am going to make the assumption, and it is my assumption, that if you took the 2 shots, meaning you're fully vaccinated, that those 2 shots will make you sick, but won't kill you in large numbers. That is my assumption, and it may be totally incorrect. I am worried, and I am working off of the assumption that it's the boosters that do you in. And I'm not coming to this conclusion for no reason. When you do the first and second shots, it just destroys your immune system. And then the boosters come in and finish the job. So what I'm going to do, 2 shots, you'll live. Okay? I'm going to make that assumption. Your quality of life may be garbage. You may be unable to function, but you're not going to die, or at least not in large numbers. But in this category of 65 and older in America, the number of people that have taken a first and second booster adds up to it adds up to 50 million. It adds up to 35 million people took. Oh man, it's fucking we're talking about like human beings, you know what I mean? And it gets back to that like Stalin quote, like 1 death is a tragedy, 1 million deaths is a statistic. But we're talking about 35 million people dying 65 and older that have taken at least one of these booster shots. Out of a total of 54 million. So you're talking about like 2/3 of the people are gone. Next age range, 50 to 64. Fully vaxxed, 82%. First booster, 45% of those took it. Second booster, another 11%. We're talking about in this age range from 50 to 64, people that have taken at least one booster, another 29 million people. Age range from 18 to 49, fully vaxxed, 69%. First booster, 27.3%. That works out to 38.1 million more people that have taken the booster in the 18 to 49 age range. This one's going to make you mad. Ages 12 to 17. Fully vaccinated. 60.2% have been given 2 shots. That works out 2 million American children have been injected twice for COVID-19, a virus allegedly with a 99.98% survivability rate and a median death age of 80. They have injected 15 million kids ages 12 to 17. They have given a first booster shot to 4.25 million of those kids. And last but not least, the age range from 5 to 11, which my daughter falls in this age range. Fully vaccinated, meaning 2 shots, 8.7 million injected with this. And 1,030,000 have been injected with a booster. I'm going to add these numbers up. People that have had at least one booster in America. We've got 1 million plus 4.25 minutes, 5.25. We've got another 38. That's 43 million. We've got another 30 million. That's 73 million. We've got 35 million in there. We're at what, 100 taken at least one booster. And Robert Malone says that if you take 1 shot, it'll kill you. These people have taken 3. Number of people fully vaccinated in the United States of America by vaccine type. Pfizer BioNTech 2-dose is the most popular. 128,558,022 people have taken it. Moderna following up at 77 million and change. Johnson & Johnson, another 17 million. Number of people with first booster in the United States by vaccine type. Again, Pfizer BioNTech, they've injected 60,597,054 people. Moderna 45 million. All right, so now we're at 690. Johnson & Johnson / Janssen 1.5 million. Another 43,000 from some obscure brands. So here we are again, 60 plus 45 plus 1 million. We're just a little bit under 110 million people that have taken at least one booster. People with the second booster, these people are goners. I'm sorry. The science shows this. I don't want it. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. We've got 11,685,804 people have taken the second Pfizer booster, another 10.5 million Moderna, another 19,000 J&J. So here we are. We're at 22 million people in America have taken 2 shots plus 2 boosters. They got talked into it by the media and the politicians and their jobs and all this stuff. The Bureau of Prisons has administered 329,773 doses to prisoners. Those prisoners do not have a choice. The Department of Defense has administered 8,814,331 doses to their people. Haven't we fucked those people enough? 2,340,381 doses. Veterans, 7,723,786 doses to veterans. Thank you for your service. Now go die so we don't have to pay you your retirement benefits. As of August 10th, 2021, so these are old stats as of right now. These are like a full year old, but this is the percentage. I wanted to show this for people that are living in America, and we have 50 states here. They actually went ahead and used the District of Columbia, so this is going to be out of 51.